Hi, it's Rob here from Gym 10. Hope you're well. Welcome to this abdominal training session with me. Okay, grab yourself a pint of water. Cheers. Take a good sip, lick around your lips and hydrate. Okay, this class is about slow and controlled movements. For this class, you might need some light weights and some heavy weights, so please put those down at the head end of your mat. Close the doors, as always, let people know you're taking part in the training session, and put your water down safely to the side. From here, we're going to find a space. Just going to move our mats out the way. If you've got a mat on a hard floor, you might find it gets a bit slippery, so just moving the mats out of the way. From there, checking you've got a space to work, and we're going to check around one way, check around the other. We're going to look above our head, make sure the hands don't go into any light fittings. Okay, from there, just taking a moment, giving yourself permission to relax and enjoy some time for yourself. Take a fist and place it between the feet and measure the gap between your feet. As always with this class, try and do this class in barefoot if you can, and allow as much movement through your toes as you possibly can. As you work through this, bring your hands on top of your pelvis, let your hips drive forward, bring your shoulders back and lift your chest. You want to feel as if the crown of your head has been pulled up to the ceiling. Keep that movement nice and slow and controlled. Push and drive. From here, let's take this foot out wide and balance and cross over. Now, if you struggle with balance, grab a wall, grab a chair, grab whichever you need. The standing foot needs to be facing directly forwards, foot crosses over and comes back out nice and wide. Slow, controlled movement. The foot doesn't touch the floor, works as a bit of a pendulum going across the body. Feeling the big toe to little toe, flat down to the floor. Lift out wide. As the leg crosses back across the body, the movement is slow and controlled. You can feel the hips are engaged. Glutes working hard, the pelvis nice and centered. Foot swinging across gently controlled over the body. Big toe to little toe, flat down to the floor. Working two more here. One more here. And release, shaking it out, walking around, taking out any discomfort in the foot. This time we're going to stand on our left foot. We're going to cross that foot across the body, kicking out nice and wide. Feel the strength in the outside of the hip. And again, as the class dictates, slow and controlled. Now if you're struggling, getting the foot in front of the other foot, very tight perhaps in the glutes. You might also be finding it's painful to bring the leg across because the inner thigh muscles are finding that tension. And if that's the case, check out some restorative stretch classes where we look at hip movement. Now as you're doing this, the movement needs to be slow, controlled. The balance, hands on the hips, legs swaying, controlled. Out to the side, crossing over the body again. One more here. And releasing, shaking it out. From here, just working through on a side bend. Nice, slow and controlled. Pelvis driven forward. Glutes nicely engaged. Body tilting one side, then the other. Reaching slowly down to the side. From here, we're now going to grab those weights, placing one in each hand. As we do this, we're going to side bend, slowly control to one side, closing the eyes if you feel comfortable. Reach as far down to the side of the knee as you can, and then slowly controlling, coming back up again. Chest up, shoulders relaxed. Body moving nice and controlled all the way through. Now as you do this now, drive your hips forward. See how far you can lower each time. You want to feel that big toe to little toe down to the floor. You want to find that side bend, reaching and lowering each time. Two more to work here. One more to work here. And releasing that. From there, placing the weight down to the floor. Let's take ourselves down to the floor as well. Okay, I'm going to turn my mat to a slight angle for you, just to help you see some of the movements. So we go down to the floor, let's roll to our back. Now, if you struggle with your back staying engaged to the floor, place your fingertips underneath. You might find it necessary to place a towel underneath there as well. From here, we're going to just flex this left knee up, placing our left foot flat to the floor. We're just going to work on a straight leg raise with the right leg. Now, as we do this, obviously the hip flexors are working to lift up the leg. But we should also be able to brace the abdominals as we do this. So, grabbing your weights, place it just so it's hovering your chest. As you come up, see if you can curl through the lower back. So the weight is just giving you a bit of stability. And if you keep the weight off the chest, supported in your hands, got a bit of a strength training exercise going in your body. Obviously, the heavier that weight is, the harder that becomes. Now, I'm fascinated by this as an exercise because by having the weight in the hand, we're now starting to work the kinetic chain in the body. Everything is connected. Body has to work hard across the plane. As we lift the leg, and slowly lower the leg, we're keeping that movement slow and regular. The head stays back to the floor, and each time we are slowly lowering the leg. At no point is gravity winning, we are in control. And you can test this theory after taking the leg high. As you lower the leg, you should be able to pause, and you're still in control of that leg movement. Now, if you struggle with a bit of gastric reflex, allow yourself just to place a cushion underneath your shoulders as you do this. If you'd like a little bit more as this exercise, lift your shoulder blades off the floor and controlling the movement still, but holding and creating that curvature in the spine. You're fully engaging those upper abdominal muscles. Two more to go here. Last one. And releasing. Extending both legs out. Let those legs just relax for a moment. From here, we're going to tuck the right knee in, placing the right foot flat to the floor. From here, the left leg raises up. And again, if you feel like you can, raise the shoulders up, go for it. You might be finding you're getting tired in the back of the arms as well. That's all good. So again, the leg raise here gets to a point, and then the coccyx has to raise off the floor. Keep it engaged through the abs. And keep this exercise safe and relevant for you. Completely safe exercise should be able to Move the leg through that full range. Keep that leg strength strong and good. Keep that leg lower good as well. Three more here. Two more here. Last one. And release. From there, keep the weight on the chest. And just allow those knees to bend over to the right side. Slowly allowing the knees to come back up, slow and controlled, and then tilting over to the other side. As you do this exercise, you should be able to keep a little gap between the knees. You should be able to keep the shoulders to the floor, and the knees should be able to drift over to the side each time. Every time, slowly pulling back up. Every time, slowly returning back to the middle and then over to the side. From there, one more back up, so you're going to add. And releasing. Place the weight down in front of you. Rolling to your right side. Create a straight line through the body. Walk your feet forward and back, as if you're walking, and then bring the feet side by side. Take a lift up to the side and then lower back down again. So we're doing a walk forward and back, and then lifting to the side, slowly back down again. Walk, walk, lift, and lower. Keep it repeating. Again, we're looking for all these movements, slow and controlled as you can make them. Using the hand just in front of the chest, this is going to allow you to have a greater amount of purchase and able to raise higher on those movements. And release. Shaking it out, rolling over to the other side. Let's do the same movement. Head down to the floor. And again, walk, walk, side leg raise. And again, walk, walk, side leg raise. Every time, movement is slow, controlled. Four more here. Three more here. 2 more here. Last one. And release. Taking the knees forward, just release off that hip. Rolling back. And feet flat to the floor again. From here, we're going to sit into our 100 position here. So we're going to have our knees a fist gap apart. Our feet are flat to the floor. And we've used our abdominal muscles to pull ourselves up. Just going to float our hands up gently, up and down, reaching here. As we work through this movement here, the breathing remains slow and the eyes relax. We're releasing the stress out of the body. Big toe to little toe flat down to the floor, feeling the strength through our abdominals. The movement of the arms doesn't need to be fast and furious. The movement of the arms does need to be controlled, and you are lifting and lowering it each time. The neck muscles relaxed, the abs engaged. From here, slowly releasing. Pressing through into your back bridge. Taking your tummy up nice and high, shoulders back to the floor. Engaging the glutes and slowly lowering down. As you curl through the spine, inch by inch, we lower the back to the ground. And again, big toe to little toe, engage to the floor as we push the pelvis up nice and high again. Once again, the curvature of the spine, lowering us down. And again, using the strength of the back, raising the abdominals, lifting high, slowly controlling, lowering down again. Again, webbing the fingers out nice and wide, drive the hips up high, engaging the glutes as you get to that top position. As you slowly and controlled drop and lower the hips back down to the ground. Let's work again, curling through the spine, keeping it slow and controlled till it's that top point. And curl through the spine, slowly lowering down. Do this with your eyes closed. Feel every movement in your body. From there, we're going to wiggle our feet out nice and wide. We're going to do the same movement. The top point, we engage the glutes nice and strong. We curl back through the spine. Lowering the back inch by inch to the ground. And we curl through the spine again, lifting the pelvis, slowly and controlled all the way to the top. Engage the back, the hips, the pelvis, everything as we slowly lower back down again. Again, slowly and controlled, lowering back down. From here, we're going to walk our feet back to a fist gap apart, and we're going to inchworm our feet to the right, keeping the hips off the floor in our back bridge position. So you're slowly walking your feet as far around to the right as you can. From here, you slowly walk those feet back over to the left. Keep walking, keep the hips up, inch by inch of the foot, walking to the other side. Getting the feet, stay that foot gap apart. Slowly walking back over again. It's all about trying to keep the hips elevated, palms off the floor, strength through the thighs, the quads working hard, the lift and the movement strong through the body. One last one back over again. Back to the middle. And then curling through the spine, laying yourself back to the floor and extending the legs again. From there, I just want you to lay on the floor, just closing the eyes, relaxing everything of the thighs, the back, the shoulders, the fingers, everything relaxed. Eventually, your feet will just drop to the side. Really nice to train. From there, shake out the legs. Should feel a nice movement in the back, the curvature of the spine will turn to normal. From there, gently take yourself back through into standing. From there, into a nice standing position up nice and high. Shake out the fingers, roll one way, roll back the other way. Beautiful training session. I hope you enjoyed that. Really, really well done. Slow and controlled movement. Definitely feel the abs work that one. Really good workout. Grab your water. Thank you so much for training with me. As always, if you did live, hashtag live, replay, hashtag replay. I'll see you next time for the next one. Well trained, really good. Excellent work, guys.